even though you had this rough past of where you came from and how you were raised and what you had to go through, they said she is just a beautiful, beautiful person. She
Oh,
is nothing but giving and going out and constantly looking out for others' best interests. And they said she's just this outpouring of love, and we love her so much, and we support her in everything that she's doing and stepping forward, because it just makes me feel like you almost give from the heart. Like you're very you give so much. And that's what they're doing here today in this reading of giving the gift of love back to yourself and giving it back to yourself tenfold, of being like, you know what? I've made it through. Like I almost hear like I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Why was she like she's stirring a big pot of like porridge? Like, and she was specific about porridge. Like it's like it felt like an oat kind of breakfast, like warm thing
Yeah.
that she's warming it on the stove top. She's stirring. It's very thick. I whatever she's making, and she's like, "No, it's good for you. Like it'll stick to your bones." She's saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's either my papa or my mom, but I don't think my mom would step forward.
Okay.
So it's
Um,
interesting. But they both made oatmeal for breakfast
very,
every.
very thick, very,
Yeah.
and they're like, it's gonna stick to your bones, and they're
Yeah.
like making sure that you're taking care of yourself. They're feeding you in the fact of that's how they show love. It seems like that they showed love through the food and through the
Right.
comfort food. And it
Right.
feels like this was comforting to them, that it was almost a tradition of their parents or mom did it for them, and they
Yes.
passed it down, and they're kind of still doing the same. And I feel like it's the simplest pot, and it's almost like a teaspoon. I don't feel like a big spoon, and they're like taking a teaspoon and stirring it. I'm like, why wouldn't you get a bigger spoon? But sometimes they just show me those things and it was a bigger spoon. She has very arthritic hands. I feel like
Yes.
they're
That's
like the poor thing is almost like crippled in
yes.
the fact of her
That's
hands
her.
and the pain. And
Yeah.
but she pushed through, and she's doing everything, and she's able to still put on a smile and kind of, work through the pain. And I don't think she talked out loud as much about how uncomfortable she was. She was more of those that she kind of just kept to herself.
Yeah.
And I'm completely the opposite. Whenever I'm uncomfortable, everybody knows it.
Oh,
So
me
this
too.
is
Me too.
so she is a very strong-willed and very, you know, uh it almost feels like she did that out of pride, right? Does that make sense for her?
Um, probably, probably because she probably didn't have the support if she wasn't, you know,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't have a supportive family for her. She was the one that did things for everybody else, kind of. So,
Okay.
yeah.
They showed me the basket and knowing about you, but they were like, wait, wait, wait. We only knew after the fact that the adoption papers were signed.
No, they knew about me before that.
They did. Okay. Okay.
No, they knew about, yeah, the adoption was, as far as I know, because her mom was there with her for the delivery.
Okay.
And her dad had told her he wanted her to abort me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I definitely feel like this that they were looking out for their baby. And
Yeah.
it wasn't that they didn't care. They, how do they want to explain this? It's pretty much exactly that. It's almost very simple, very cut and dry in the fact that it makes me feel like she was unwed.
Yes.
So back in those days when you
Yeah.
were unwed, uh, that was a big no-no. That was a
Right.
big frowned upon. And so they really wanted to hide the
Yes.
pregnancy and keep it a secret. And they also had they were looking out for the best interests of their daughter,
Right.
not meaning that, you know, they understood like you were coming into this world, but it was the caring and wanting the best foot forward for their daughter and for
Right.
her future and how that would look.
Right.
But they understand and know now of being on the other side of what a beautiful person that you are
Oh,
and of anything that they had done wrong of not being there for you. They're owning and taking that responsibility of saying, we made we made the best choices in that time, but now looking back on it, we don't approve of our choices. We would
mm,
have taken you with open arms. We would have done things 100% differently. Does that all make sense?
yes.
Okay. Because it does make me feel unfortunate in the fact of your upbringing and where you went, and we kind of you kind of dabbled into talking about that, in that whoever your caregiver ended up being, your adopted parents, it was not a healthy relationship. Is that correct?
It was
Very,
awful.
it sounds like I just heard abusive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry that that had to go that way, but it's it's such a beautiful message for them to come forward to acknowledge
Yes.
that they almost, they want to take full ownership, but it's also like you have to understand that that was a societal norm.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was not
Sure.
our, so it was like, it just brought all this shame to our
Yeah.
family. And I'm getting all emotional thinking about it because it's like they want to own being so inhumane, is the way they want to put it. So they're just very, they actually are very loving. And the way they come forward to me is like they have this loving personality, and they want to give you nothing but love and support now for the fact that they see that their wrongdoings. Okay. Sorry, I got all teary-eyed. I
You know,
need.
me too.
So we'll thank them for that beautiful message because it sounded like something that really just needed
Absolutely.
to be given to you. It's like a little gift, right? That they
Yeah.
wanted to give to you to step forward. Even though you had this rough past of where you came from and how you were raised and what you had to go through, they said she is just a beautiful, beautiful person. She
Oh,
is nothing but giving and going out and constantly looking out for others' best interests. And they said she's just this outpouring of love, and we love her so much, and we support her in everything that she's doing and stepping forward, because it just makes me feel like you almost give from the heart. Like you're very, you give so much. And that's what they're doing here today in this reading, of giving the gift of love back to yourself and giving it back to yourself tenfold, of being like, you know what? I've made it through. Like I almost hear like I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I feel like before you were even born, he was kind of out of the picture.
Oh yeah, he was once he found out he was
Yeah.
she was pregnant, he was gone.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was like not yeah, he exactly like you said, he didn't take any kind of ownership, did
No.
not associate himself with the whole, thing. I I feel like their last interaction, he pointed at her stomach after her telling him that she was pregnant with his baby, and he pointed at her stomach and said, "That's not mine,"
Yeah.
and walked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So that was his last and unfortunately only interaction. So now he's wanting to kind of he wants to step forward and explain to you that he understands now that you are his daughter.
Oh.
He's like, you are my blood, and I didn't treat you in the manner that I should have. I should have taken full ownership and been there for you and been present. And especially in where you ended up, I wish I did that for you. I wish I stepped forward and took care of you like I should have and been the dad that you needed. He's making me feel like because I lost my first daughter, even though I didn't physically know that, I think in my soul, I knew that I lost you and I couldn't be quite whole in a fatherly sense for my other children. So he's just stepping forward and wanting to give you the most sincerest apology of not being there for you. He he feels like on the other side that he's done so much work on himself, and that's a beautiful thing as a spirit of being on the other side, and that they acknowledge the pain that they've put somebody through. They acknowledge and see what life how life could have been differently. And that's exactly the work that he's done. And he's sitting here owning up today of being like, I should have been the father too, that I always should have been. Like I should have been there for you from
Oh,
day one. Makes me feel like you've never seen him. I don't even know if you know a picture of him, of what he looks like. But
I
when
do.
you
I do have a picture of him.
Okay. When you reunite on the other side, it's going to be this beautiful embrace and a beautiful reunion of he gets to say all the I love yous, all the I'm so sorry's to your face without me being, and you can feel the love and he's going to embrace you and love you as he should have all these years.
Oh my
What a
gosh, I didn't think I'd be crying this. Uh,
He's so
uh,
beautiful. I'm so appreciative of him coming forward and giving you all these beautiful messages to carry forward because sometimes it's you don't think you need to hear it until you do. And then when you do, it's almost like he's giving you this gift of being able to let go of any of these things that you might be harboring
right.
for all of the actions that they did, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
why did you do this to me? Like, why? You know? And so this is more him coming forward and just acknowledging all his wrongdoings and stepping into the light of like, I take full ownership and full responsibility for how I acted on this earth. And he's making me feel like if I was to redo it again, I would 100% have been with her from day one and not left her side.
Oh, so nice.
Thank you again so much for sitting with me today. I always thank Spirit for who came through for you today. And then I always thank you as my sitter for letting me share my gift with you.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. And I'm very thankful to hear those messages. So thank you so much for
Of
sharing.
course. Of course. It's my pleasure because I'm so grateful for you because without you, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So,
Right.
and then I sit here and I'm always humbled in the fact of what spirit has me trans, like, translate to you and portray to you because I'm just the vessel, but it's so profound and it always touches me so much. And, you know, it, like I was crying right along with you. They had me
I
cry.
know.
So,
Us
so
and
I get
Kath.
swept away with the whole thing. They make me feel all the things all the time. So I'm so grateful for that. All right, Miss Kath, I hope you have many blessings from here on out and just share your light with everybody.
Thank you. And you
All
do
right.
the same. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye.